Now, with the 2026 local government elections now just months away, South Africa's political parties are stepping up their preparations, and the battle for municipalities is already taking shape. Joining me now to unpack the political landscape is political analyst Sandile Swana. Sandile, we've seen Action SA now announcing its mayoral candidates for eThekwini, KwaDukuza and Newcastle. Why are these particular municipalities politically significant?
Thank you so much, Damulo. The situation is this. The strategy of Action SA from the start, that is 2021, has been to look where they have credible candidates on the ground. So in the towns that have been mentioned, they had candidates on the ground. And in fact, KwaZulu-Natal, I believe, is Newcastle, where they won their first ward in South Africa. So by taking from existing political parties and the public sector, the political industry more generally, people who are already experienced and who have credibility, Action SA has focused to say, let's take people who are already credible and build in limited areas more strength. So that is basically what is going on. The DA is following a similar strategy. Where KZN is concerned, the party that will probably have a much bigger agenda will be the MKP party.
Mr. Swana, Zwagile Mngcango is returning to the political spotlight as Action SA's eThekwini mayoral candidate. What does that say? What does his selection say about the party's strategy for the metro?
I think if you look at Mngcango's CV, technical degrees in engineering, having been a DA leader for the province, if I remember correctly, his profile is high. So they are not bringing in a lightweight in to contest that. But the actual strategy of Action SA, they are not going there to win an election. They are going in among the other political parties, MKP, ANC, and all of them, to say, guys, we are big enough, give us the operational component. We can deliver. If you want your coalition to deliver, put us in it.
We've heard the remarks of Herman Mashaba. He says Action SA's KZN caucus will put South Africans first and focus on efficient service delivery. Let's unpack that. How credible is that message likely to be with voters who have experienced years of governance challenges?
The people who are experienced in this field, Helen Zille being one of them, have actually openly mentioned that once you take over a municipality that has been collapsed, the first term of office is just about bringing the municipality on a level keel. It's not about high performance. There's not going to be high performance, it's about stabilization. So the citizens voting in these elections, the vast majority of our municipalities in South Africa are actually dysfunctional or distressed. So this election is about bringing our municipality to normalcy, not to excellence, not to any great performance. That's not going to happen in the next 5 years.
Yeah. We've seen South African politics become quite contentious, especially in the lead up to this all-important November elections. But as we are having this conversation, Mr. Swana, I will sidetrack a bit. The ANC is meeting, well, at least its highest decision-making structure between conferences, that's the NEC. They're meeting this weekend. So the ANC is under pressure to rebuild its support at local government level. Maybe let's speak to this. What does the party need to do differently to convince voters that it can still govern municipalities effectively?
The loss of support for the ANC from the voters has been steady, right? They would lose 3 percentage points, 4 percentage points. It's only when MK came into the picture where they lost large numbers. So if we assume that is true, that they are losing steadily, the issue that the ANC has, the single biggest issue, I would say 90% of their problem, is HR, human resources. The type of person they put forward as a councillor, a ward councillor, a proportional representative councillor, a mayor, a speaker, and a chief whip. The caliber of ANC people is the biggest loser of votes. They've put in culprits, they've put in suspects, they've put in criminals, they've put in incompetent persons, they've put in non-performers. The only way the ANC can save itself now is to actually put proper people who are competent, who are known in the community to be successful people, productive people.
With that said, and with the ANC still facing growing competition from opposition parties and independents as well, how significant could the 2026 local government elections then be for the party's political standing nationally, Mr. Swana?
I'm worried that this meeting is taking place now, at this date, the date of the meeting, because the problems of the ANC have been known for a long time. And now, relative to the upcoming election, the issue, I suppose, that we're asking me is that if you take a pounding as the ANC, a big pounding in this local government election, it is given that we are actually collapsing in 2029. That is as simple as it gets, and it's an HR issue. The type of ANC person that you meet today, on average, is totally unsuitable for office, by and large.
Yeah. But how important will coalition politics be, especially as we anticipate the outcome of the November local government election?
No, I mean, you can see, obviously, these provinces are not all as hot as all that. I think the Western Cape, for instance, there will be battles, but chances are the DA will be able to cobble together a coalition in the worst case scenario. So they would expect some form of stability, although the colored parties will start to do something there. One of the most dramatic contestations will be in KZN and in Gauteng. And the parties to watch are the parties that have been winning wards during the build-up to the 2026 election, right? For instance, I can tell you now that the DA has not been winning any wards in Johannesburg, as far as I'm aware, let alone that they kept some of their wards, but winning and gaining new ground. So they have not been growing in that sense. But if you look at parties like Action SA, MKP, and KZN, they've been growing, although the IFP and ANC have been trying to fight back, but still, Action SA and MKP have actually taken new wards, new wards, yeah.
Right. That was a political analyst, Mr. Sandile Swana, giving us his assessment of the ANC, Action SA as well, but also the broader political landscape ahead of that all-important 2026 local government elections. Sandile, big thanks for you being on the program this afternoon to help us make sense of these issues.